New tonight, senior U.S. officials say Iran privately told Trump advisors it made a mistake in shooting at commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The officials say Iran blamed the attacks on hardliners who were trying to undermine negotiations. After 2 days of intense strikes, there's now a push for indirect diplomacy, with Iranian officials traveling to Oman for talks tomorrow. Former CIA officer and Marine Corps veteran Elliot Ackerman joins me now. So the U.S. and Iran, they're talking through mediators, not directly to each other. Is that a big enough deal? What is the role of these mediators?
I mean, just what it says, they're acting as go-betweens. But what we're seeing is the problem is that there really isn't, particularly on the Iranian side, one central point where there's a decision maker. Because Mojtaba Khamenei, the supreme leader, hasn't been seen since the outset of the war. So that makes it very difficult for the decisions that are made in these negotiations to stick and be actioned on.
And that has been a problem since the beginning. Secretary of State Rubio has talked about it. Defense Secretary Hegseth has talked about it, that not only is it difficult to get messages there, but also they don't always know who they're negotiating with. They don't always know what J.D. Vance has said. It's not always clear what their red lines are. How do any of those problems get ironed out if the supreme leader is still MIA?
Well, and that's I think, one of the challenges that the Trump administration is facing. Listen, like any country, Iran has its internal politics, and it also has its internal divisions and factions. And this latest incident in the Strait of Hormuz is indicative of the fact that there's a hardline faction in Iran that does not want to see any type of negotiated settlement with the U.S. And American negotiators might not be speaking to those folks when we think we have an agreement.
I ask this a lot through different parts. What would motivate Iran to a deal? Why would it want to come to the negotiating table?
For a variety of reasons. First of all, number one, there's the issue of the Strait of Hormuz that's been on the table. There's also the issue of Iran's nuclear program, and there's funds. The Iranian economy has been starved. That's one of the reasons that there were protests back in January, was because of the state of the Iranian economy, and they need funds to try to rebuild Iran. And if the regime can't deliver on better economic prospects for its people, the regime's going to start getting pressure again internally.
Let's talk about the Strait, because obviously we saw a little bit more traffic after the MOU. We saw oil prices going down, gas prices going down a little bit. Then, of course, we saw these tankers getting attacked over the weekend. Oil prices, gas prices coming back up. The U.S. Navy is telling mariners and companies that the southern route that you see on your screen closer to Oman is open. Do you think that companies are really going to take the risk until there's a longer-term peace deal?
Well, it's the challenge. And all of these shipping companies, they rely on insurance, and the insurers have to be willing to provide insurance policies to these ships that are reasonable. So there are lots of second and third order effects. It's not just as simple as the United States and whoever is on the opposite side in Iran saying, OK, the Strait's open. It doesn't mean that shipping is going to necessarily reopen as well.
All right, Elliot Ackerman, thank you.
Thank you.